full?
It is. Mostly contracted running. Yeah, take it. I'm just gonna do that.
Go ahead.
All right, this meeting in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Law Appeal 1975, Chapter 231. Notice this meeting was posted in 2 newspapers, The Record and the Ridgewood News. Pledge allegiance. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Briskin.
Here.
Ms. Whitridge Carluccio.
Present.
Councilwoman Marsh.
Here.
Mr. Panzo.
Here.
Mr. Kaufman.
Here.
Mr. Barbara.
Here.
Chairman Bellamy.
Here.
Am I missing one? No. Okay.
Got everybody? Minutes from February 25th. Any comments on them? Any changes on them? That was Blueberry and Burbridge. Who were we missing from last meeting? Nikki was gone.
Everybody can vote on it except for Ms.
She-
Whitridge.
Sanjeev was.
Sandy wasn't here,
He's
but,
not here.
and then,
So just Nikki and Jenny. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes from the meeting? Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next on the agenda is the resolution for our board attorney. This basically updates our rate for our municipal, for our land use attorney. It's going to 160 per hour. Can we get a motion?
Motion.
Did you say 150?
160.
160.
Yeah, I think it was 125 for the last 15 years.
It's the second increase in 19 years. Okay. I guess that's a short house, huh? It's less than half my hourly rate.
So we got a first, Mr. Coffin, second from Nikki. Want to do a
roll call.
roll call or?
Mr. Briskin.
Yes.
Ms. Whitridge Carluccio.
Yes.
Councilwoman Marsh.
Yes.
Mr. Panzo.
Yes.
Mr. Kaufman.
Yes.
Mr. Barbara.
Yes.
Chairman Bellamy.
Yes.
Thank you.
Appreciate it all, Phil. Thank you for being here for us. Next, we have the resolution for 10 Sturbridge Drive. Any questions on this resolution? Anthony, you got a chance when did we get the engineering stuff that you had to look at?
For,
After they submit for permits and stuff?
when they
or-
submit for soil movement,
Okay,
that's when, yeah, that's when we'll, that's when we'll check the, that they've complied and supplied all the engineering docs.
this was introduced by Mr. Kaufman, so. Are you gonna introduce the resolution?
Why not?
Why not?
Thank you.
I'll
Second. Barbara.
Mr. Briskin.
Yes.
Mr. Panzo.
Yes.
Mr. Kaufman.
Yes.
Mr. Barbara.
Yes.
Chairman Bellamy.
Yes. Next is the resolution for 91 Blueberry Drive. That was the pergola. Everybody jump up at once.
Sounds good.
Mr. Barber
Motion, I guess?
makes a motion. Anyone makes a, Briskin makes a second.
Mr.
Roll call.
Briskin.
Yes.
Mr. Panzo.
Yes.
Mr. Kaufman.
Yes.
Mr. Barbara,
Yes.
Chairman Dudley.
Yes. And on tonight's new application, looks like Mr. Burson is here.
I am.
Excellent. Basically, the floor is yours. I'll ask Mr. Princiato to assist in procedures as I am seeing on attorney, right? Okay.
Okay.
If you want to come up. get
Yeah,
sworn in.
Before we get to that, I want to do it now before we forget. We have another application on the agenda. And that's 60 Shore Road, which is an application for a pool. We did get a letter to the board members and any members of the public. We did receive a letter today that the applicant's attorney had some type of emergency and couldn't make the meeting tonight. I see only two people here tonight, and I think that's on the other application. However, if anyone is interested in this application or is watching it on TV, this application will be heard at our next meeting in April or the meeting after that in May. So if you receive notice, don't expect that you'll get any additional notice. You should check the borough website and see if it's on the April 22nd meeting or the May 20th meeting. So there will be no additional notice on that application. And then we can discuss some of the future applications and the
After you let the
Hilton
applicant-
investigation study and BMW investigation study after we hear this application. Okay.
Mr. Burson, floor is yours. You want to come up? The attorney will have to swear you in before you begin your testimony, but.
Okay, we'll swear you in. Raise your right hand. You state your full name for the record?
Scott Person.
Okay. Do you swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth to help you God?
I do.
Okay, and state your address, please.
8 Eagle Hill Road.
Okay. So you filed this application. We have pre-marked some of the exhibits. I understand we have another witness here tonight, but your application, which it has a zoning schedule and a photograph and the denial from our construction code official, the 200-foot lift is attached, and it's marked A1 for identification, so we refer to it, it would be A1. I'll ask the board secretary, do we have proof of publication and service of the 200-foot list?
Yes.
Okay. So the board has jurisdiction to hear your application. A2 is a survey from Azalina Fury Engineering. It's dated October 28th, 2024. That's A2. A3 appears to be some handwritten drawings, some superimposed upon a portion of the survey. That's 2 pages. Did you prepare that?
That was prepared by Chris and Mike's group at,
Okay, all right, so. Okay, so. It appears from what you submitted, this is your application to construct a deck.
Yes.
That's approximately 27 by 26 feet, is that correct?
Correct.
All right, so why don't you just tell us a little bit of what you want to do and why you need a variance?
Sure, so we've been homeowners in Woodcliff Lake since 2003. We've done various additions and renovations to the house over the years. In 2016, we did a fairly significant renovation, which included a ground level deck, for which, you know, because of the rules, we did not need approval. So we have a ground level deck that has stairs going down from the kitchen down directly to the ground level patio. What we've surmised over the past several years is that, you know, number one, I think we've decided that we want to stay in town for the long term. And I think we've decided that over time that the steps leading down propose a bit of a safety hazard. And we wanted to create a deck that we could go right out to from the kitchen. It's going to cover essentially the same area that the ground level patio currently covers. And I think, you know, for long-term use and, you know, for our benefit and for the benefit of our kids and hopefully grandkids, it's a long-term investment. I think certainly based on where we are located on a cul-de-sac, I don't know if everybody knows where Eagle Hill Road is, but it's a cul-de-sac off of Carmen Avenue. So it's pretty secluded. And while we have several neighbors, you know, all of those properties are set back pretty far. So that this is not it's not a deck that anyone really can use. Normal, you know, when they're in like Boston, so they would have to actually walk significantly back into the back of their property to actually see this. So I don't think it's an impediment for anyone, and I think overall it's an enhancement to the value of the house, and it helps us, you know, for the long term, as far as we see our future in the home.
Okay, and
The deer are gonna love it.
What's that?
The deer are gonna love it.
Trust me, the deer already love plenty. I don't know,
It's a herd.
yeah, I counted the other day, there were 15 on my lawn.
When I was looking there, I was like, wow.
It's the path they take up to the, I don't know, to the reservation, they come
To the Glen.
basically, yeah, right through my yard, so. That's a whole other issue.
okay, yeah, I think the board is familiar with these type of applications, but in order to grant the variance, the board has to consider whether there's a hardship and it's related to the property, okay, not an economic hardship.
Right,
And I noticed from the survey that and as you testified, your house is located on the cul-de-sac, and that actually pushed, you know, your house further back than had it been just a rectangular lot, so.
correct,
Yeah, the cul-de-sac actually pushes it in to 44 from 65, which is
Right.
21 feet. Right, and if the house was sit forward an additional 21 feet, then this deck would be sitting off the back at 41 feet,
right,
which would be within code.
Correct. Correct. The other aspect of it, although, if this deck was only 12 inches high, it could be 20 feet from the rear yacht line.
Similar to the patio that you have there.
But how tall is this? How far off the ground is this deck?
4 feet.
4 feet?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna swear you in later, okay?
Sorry.
All right, because we can, unfortunately, we have to do it under oath. But I'll ask the witness here.
Sure.
Versus, approximate height of the deck is
4 feet.
3 or 4 feet. Okay, so that's what gets you, you know, into that variance category.
Yes.
Actually, swimming pools would be allowed within 20 feet of the rear yard line. So, what the board members have to consider is whether or not your property as it is configured on the cul-de-sac constitutes a hardship to justify the granting of the variance, but that's why you're here, okay?
Understood.
Anyone have any? Oh, and I had questions, on the application because it mentioned a kitchen, and I really didn't see that like jump out from your documents that you submitted, but can you tell us,
So,
and you have an exhibit, so this is a rendering, so, well, and it's a large rendering, and we'll mark that A4 for identification, so it's an enlarged photograph, and can you tell us what's shown on A4?
sure, so this door here is the egress from the kitchen. And this would be, right now, there is,
All right, and that's another photograph we'll mark A5. A5 is the existing structure and patio, that's ground level.
so this is that same door from the
Okay.
kitchen that there is now a series of steps down to a ground level patio. And so what we're proposing to do is simply in the same essential footprint. Replace that with a direct access to the deck here.
Okay. All right, so this picture, I think we marked that A4. So you're showing the deck, you're showing table and chairs with an umbrella.
Yeah.
And the kitchen part of it is really a grill. And can you tell us what else is there part of
Yeah,
that?
it's a grill and a refrigerator. and a-
Okay.
And a garbage, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's no higher than the fencing or the railing of the deck.
That's
Okay,
correct.
right, and there's no roof or cover over this deck?
That's
It's entirely open deck.
And it's occupying the same footprint.
Essentially, the
Of
same.
what- of what
It's
patio
actually a
roughly.
little bit less than the patio, right? So, yeah. Patio actually extends a little bit further.
And Anthony, there's no issue on coverage or impervious or anything, right?
No.
Yeah, I think the only variance that's sought here is just the rear yard.
Correct. Yes.
Okay, do you want to call any other witnesses? Well, first of all, do board members have any questions of the homeowner?
No,
No, okay, and ordinarily we'd open to the public, but there's no one here. So I think you can dispense with opening to the public. All right, you have another witness tonight?
Mike Clifton.
Mr. Glickman.
Okay,
Mike Glickman.
okay, you raise your right hand, you swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes. Okay, you state your business
Mike
address?
Glickman, Eminent Carpentry, live in town as well, actually one in the 200 feet.
He didn't object.
He's you're not opposing this application, are you?
Thought about it. but
Okay,
It's gonna be a composite, all composite. You know. Beautifies his property and makes it safe.
okay, and did you do, we marked another exhibit A3,
Signed by the homeowner, Kathy?
Yeah, we assisted them.
okay,
She drew the, right.
pardon, I
We
can't,
got them there to draw the plan.
okay, all right. And the height of the deck is
It's 4 feet.
about 4 feet?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. And I believe the testimony is that instead of making it on the ground, for safety reasons, they want it to be
It's a
elevated.
steep set of stairs, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so you can walk right out from, is that door to the kitchen?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so you can come right from the kitchen out to the deck. Okay, is there anything else you want to tell us about this deck or the
I
construction?
have nothing further, nothing further other than it's gonna be beautiful.
Okay. Board members have any questions?
Yeah. No further questions from the board. Any other testimony from the witness?
No, sir.
I think it's just.
Anthony, we marked your review letter, I think WCL1. Is there anything that you are going to require that you haven't received?
No,
Okay. All right.
Whenever you're ready.
I'll second that.
Okay. Roll call.
Okay, Councilwoman Marsh? Yes. Mr. Barbara?
Yes.
Ms. Richards Carlucci?
Yeah.
Mr. Briskin?
Yes.
Mr. Kaufman?
Yes.
Mr. Panza?
Yes.
Chairman Bellamy?
Yes.
Application's approved.
Okay, just so that you're aware, the application gets approved tonight, the resolution likely at the next meeting. And there is a 45-day right of appeal. So you're welcome to pull your permits at your own risk.
Understood.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank
you. All right.
Thank you.
There's a couple things that we just want to touch on. Do we adjourn before we talk about?
No, it's on the agenda. It's on the agenda. I mean, you're not gonna,
After the adjournment, that's why I'm.
No, if you want to talk about scheduling,
Take care.
you know, that's okay.
And I mean, 60 Shore, we got to find out if he's going to be available at one of the next two meetings.
Correct.
We have the BMW and the Hilton studies, which we didn't get the BMW one yet. We did, it did get completed, so that'll get circulated to everybody. So those two will be on for our next meeting to be read.
Now, is this an application?
No, this is the area need of investigation study. So we hired Fran to basically review the areas to see if they are in fact an area in need of redevelopment. Those studies will come back, we'll have to review them, make any comments to them. And then from there, I think it goes back to the mayor and council.
Yeah, there's a public hearing and there'll be a presentation by Fran Reiner on the results of his study. And those studies will be on file in Borough Hall, and you'll all receive the written documents that he created before the meeting.
After we'll hear it.
Mhm.
And then depending on that meeting, assuming we approve it,
Okay.
I think the next step is it gets sent to the mayor and council.
And then if you, like, when do the studies get published on our website or not until it goes to mayor?
Well, it's a multi-step process. You will get the investigation study reports in advance of the meeting and they'll be on file in Borough Hall. The board, this board, the land use board determines whether or not these areas are areas in need of redevelopment. The board makes that finding and then it goes back to the mayor and
I think her
council.
question is, and I think the answer is when we hear it. It becomes a public document when it gets to this board,
Okay.
before we vote on it, then we vote on it, gets sent to the mayor and council. And if the mayor and council decides, what they want to do with that document next, right? My understanding is they'll probably develop some sort of zoning. There are also 4 additional applications, 126 Broadway, which is a mixed use, 54 Prospect, which is a subdivision, 23 Maple Hill, and 11 Oakwood. And we also have the application that we pushed today. So that's going to be 5 applications, plus the 2 areas in need. So the next 2 meetings are going to be pretty packed, depending on what we actually get on the agendas. And the 2 studies need to be done. They're long overdue at this point. So those will probably be first on the agenda. I don't know what applications are going to actually be available. Anthony, the 4 that are here, have you gone through them yet or no? Not complete, not complete, and not complete. One was deemed complete, 126 Broadway.
6 Broadway. I don't
It's the gas station, right?
I think so, yeah. That's the mixed use commercial.
think we wanted a grading plan from them. They were
Okay.
missing a few sheets. They were, I believe so.
With that one or 54 Prospect, I know you said they were
54
missing.
Prospect was missing some items and 126, I don't think they gave us a.
What is 54 Prospect?
It's a subdivision on Prospect, yeah. Applicants looking to subdivide.
Is that
Basically,
the Wyckoff Lake?
the matter?
Yeah.
No,
Across
that's
the street.
the residential lot. They're looking to subdivide it and have 2 lots.
Okay.
I think it's just short on the width to have 2 lots, which is why they need a variance for the subdivision.
Has there been any indication from the applicants or their attorneys on whether or not they're ready?
Yeah, so they were missing a drainage
They're missing-
report, a grading.
Pardon me?
plan, and a
They're
site
missing.
test.
54 what? 54 Prospect or
126.
126 Broadway?
So
Right.
we sent that out last Monday. We spelled out the couple items they missed and hopefully they get back to us.
All right.
So we don't know which ones are ready at this point.
But we're assuming that 1 or 2 of these are going to be ready for our next meeting. So the next meeting is going to be certainly longer than today's was.
I would say that's accurate.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So we'll do the notices for the
Well-
BMW properties area.
Yes.
The redevelopment studies.
Right, and then circulate those to the board as well. And then the applicant for tonight, which was 60 Shore, if we could just confirm their availability, otherwise they're gonna get bumped to May or possibly June. Right, and I think they're looking to do a pool, was it?
Mhm, yeah.
Right, so they probably want it for the summer. Which they're already late.
I mean, it's the last minute thing.
I'm just saying, by the time they, it's assuming that this board does approve, they still have to wait for resolution and then 45 days appeal, they're gonna get the homes. Okay. Yeah. A pool closing party in September. All right, we get a motion to adjourn?
Motion. Second.
All in favor? Aye. That's it. Jane, and you get the privilege of hitting the kill switch. Just to switch, push it down.